Okay,
Or let's do this so that you can see it. Oh, that's a good point, yeah. Okay, so we'll do that. All right, everybody, 3:04 p.m. I hereby call the July 2026 meeting of the Russell Corporation to order. First order of business is to designate, nominate a acting secretary for today's meeting. Do we have a nomination?
Accept.
Very cool. We have a second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. To the commissioner / board member Reed, for your willingness to do so. First item on the agenda is approval of our June meeting minutes. Are there any comments, corrections, concerns, or anything else that starts with us? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve?
second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. So, treasurer had first.
Before I get started, I'll make a public here, get started already. Our audit should be starting in time now. So I did ask. That they are getting the conversation started. One time between this people. So for the first minutes, June 15th through July 20th, 2022. We have Rochester Manufacturing Reimbursement for Brian Mitchell. Certificate of status and for Rochester using new purchase $216. We have $67, $5 to regard improvements. Street. Also, in the system is also we had a sidewalk contracting. That was for rehabilitation in 169 Roy Hall Drive. And we have $6,130 to Norfolk Property Management, Property Management Services. $3,000 to Kingston Robotics Incorporated, rehabilitation of 91 Walnut Street. 2 invoices paid to Rochester Gas and Electric for $3.90. $135,108 to Schuman Construction rehabilitation of 2 properties. 358 Blythe Street and 170 Fair. Finally, $7,010 for Torrance Turn Property Management, 2 invoices for property purposes. That totals $284,995. Our revenue book period. All of these items regulates for this period are for the prior fiscal year. Make that notation. So they are from June 30th. July. Our June 30th, 2026. Prior fiscal year. Okay, so they have been for that such revenue is $246,880. Question.
Any questions? Thank you. On to first action item, resolution number 10, authorizing the purchase of 21 to 223 remedies.
So the land bank owns the property in 272 Frost Avenue. Or else. 72 Frost. And the adjoining property is owned by the city. All in local parcel. Land bank is asking for authorization to purchase that property for $1, buying it with the parcel. The land bank owned parcel created a little bit larger parcel, give us a little more sight there, vehicles off the road. So we're asking for authorization to combine those, to buy those two properties. Single, it was a single. 272 Frost is a family.
This was give the property to already.
So there's no more saying, yeah, quite a bit more saying. Enough to get vehicle from. Frost and Reynolds, yeah, we know where Rough Allen.
Yeah.
Back, it's right against.
Right next to.
Oh, you said the city owns it?
Yeah, I looked it up, yeah, that's what I.
City owns 221. yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the one that was the L2P2 property.
Right
Next to it, 219 is.
Ah, okay, so you want the lot.
Yeah, yeah, just north of it is an LTP property.
Yes. That's what I pulled up the address, that's what showed, the L2P property.
That's it still vacant.
Not yet,
No,
not
no,
yet, please.
No, not that one, the one next to it. Right.
Okay, any comments, questions, or concerns on the item? If not, do we have a motion to approve the purchase? Moved and seconded, all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next would be resolution number 11, amending bylaws. Corporation.
So. Stephanie was working here to explain, but. We're just, talked about. Talked about increasing the word sound. As part of that, getting some for planning office. So. There is a. Amends the bylaws. to amend 9 members. That from. And also. Also, update titles. Of the executive members. To. That. Also. 5. Anybody? This is the one. Okay, so. Needs to be amended. This is the place of director of development services. That would be. Commissioner. Neighborhood development. That's it. That was. Approximately 5, 7. To. Given the fluctuation.
It could be the commissioner or it could be.
Or any of his direct reports.
With the correction that the second execution number be changed to the Commissioner of MED winner.
Second for the motion on the table. I get it, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Vote. Motion carries. How soon can we expect to have new people sitting on?
Trying to give me for resolution 11. Has that first one? Oh. Oh, yeah, that's.
All right, that brings us to resolution number 12, which is amending resolution number 6 from 2022. Establishing authority for execution of contracts.
So resolution 6 from 2022 authorizes the executive director to sign on behalf of the land bank to the new contract contractually obligating the land bank to convey title with the any type of documentation that this amendment will still keep the authority, the director, but will allow the executive director to assign individuals to sign on my in this case, my absence in the event I'm not here. Just for clarification for some folks, we've had a couple of situations just in the last couple of months where documents needed to be signed right away. You know, they always say, you know, real estate amendments. Sometimes if we got something that needs to close immediately. There happened to be an instance where I was on pain all day off site. And things needed to be signed that day. And it created a problem. And the resolution and all the documentation only specified my title and was not pressed to sign the document. So what we're trying to do is get out in front of that. And so I'm not, the executive director is not here, the board, the chair of the board can sign. Whoever the designee is. And it goes down the line, the board chair, the investment says the vice chair, you can kind of see the further.
I think in this instance, wasn't the designee supposed to be? That's who lives. Record. I think that's what she wanted. Because I think otherwise this would play out.
I don't know about that. I see what the final version of this was, is that it just goes down the line, but the. From me, it goes to the chair, to the vice chair, board secretary, and. Then hire them.
I think it already did, it went from you, the chair, but I think the concern was that because all of the board members tend to be also very busy and put away. The idea that since the ex officio, you know, as it's the director of real estate is the executive director of the land bank by the ordinance that is designated when he's away or
This show does.
yes, well, no, his designee of, well, I don't know.
No, it's a-
When
it's a-
Paul is away, he has an assistant. Who then
So the bold language is all the change.
it's all the change, and I think that's just to indicate that the assistant director of real estate then has acting executive
Director.
has acting
But that
director
sign-
also then.
That's also deeds and transfer documents, so
Yeah.
it gives them more.
Yeah, totally. This is where everything that.
But you are already all on the hook, just so.
Okay.
Can't be absent at the same time. Right, well, I can move on to that either. We have a motion. To amend the resolution 6. Moved and seconded, all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Very efficient group here. Move on to discussion items. Random project updates.
Random.
Sorry, yeah.
So, as many of you know, ostensibly, our Rochester Roots project, I've been closing. There's some things happening, but the state is signed up. So, we're officially building 15 in.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah. It's
Ownership. Yeah. The anticipated, so that's Rochester Roots. We had a meeting with the states, about moving forward. So they went to the board of the FAA, see our, if the individual approval, now have a proof of work on the thing. It's been done sometime next week. And so we can announce it eventually. We received bids back from the state's two group contractors, it's Clayton and Pitt. We're still trying to look at our best interest. There's been a definite preference. But we're, certainly. Right,
And those are the two builders statewide, or are there?
Yes, they're the only two builders for this program, that are. So Syracuse has done. Champion, and so I think most people saw that's. So. No, I think one is in
Clayton is in Caledonia. A little close to us. Right.
Champion,
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania.
Outside of Utica, I think they're based in, but they have some facility.
Yeah, they're manufacturing something.
Ladies in Caledonia.
So where is the manufacturing? Where is it?
The one for Champion is in Pennsylvania.
But they have a, it's Utica.
They have a Utica headquarters, like a main headquarters.
How does that work with the state requirement for the Sigma and Sigma that they have to place on the building? Is that out of state or in state? So does that work?
They have certification to do a cross border. Yeah.
Okay.
For that project also. In order to get a dealer in order to sell manufactured housing. And I have taken
What
the,
is that entail?
there's a training, it's only $3 and a $25,000 bond. Having as part of the training. How was that? That is. So. And so. That is. they're taking full advantage of everything that has been provided for us in terms of that. And they have been, they're using some contracts for, surveys and that's. But, and there's, the redevelopment was part of the. version. So. But. It's down the road, but. Sorry, now.
All right, now I'll get things set up.
All right.
Thank you.
Your problem.
Yeah,
Did you good?
got it.
So that is moving you. Also, we also have. As we mentioned last month. Rehabilitate the drainage properties, three of them, completed the exterior. Going on the website, there was some property management work that needed to happen. Overgrown from previously, they showing their best. The state specialist has been working with their property management. The things like that, and they need to. Pleasant surprise if we get, it was a problem. So those will be going up shortly, like, what they. And we had communications that update our patient. We also have some properties that go away bank. We have fully using the ARPA funds are. Completed. There's two that have been completed. For the market with the realtor. For us, well, they only sold with discounts. Great job. So they totally have. Very free. Completed, but because they are. The ARPA funds were. Under a contract that was modeled on home, they cannot be sold to. So in order to make sure we stay in that room. Then 20% discount on the price. The elements. It's great. So those are going on market on the MLS, those. Restrictions. Purchase.
But we don't have a designated realtor.
We asked for quotes from realtors. August of last year.
It's kind of an art of sorts. Allowing more access.
This is the realtor. So, numbers that we were sold, thinking the bond. Is that right? Thinking the conditions.
Hollywood.
We have another double. That's been on. Yes. Yep. About the day we purchased them. Purchasing the lot at 627 cost, also had. Two other properties in purchase. That was. They're getting. If you're a part. 26. So far, we have sold three. There's three more going up. Three. Houston is out to bid.
We have a separate update.
That is above my.
That's very nice. Yeah.
So the helps no house. So 1090 Fulton Road, the RFP has been released. We've gotten a little bit of interest. Nothing significant and nothing of real seriousness. One person indicated that they wanted it, they had about $3,000 that they could put into it. Yeah, no, but, so not really in the ballpark of what it would take to fix that one.
Anticipated cost is what?
This big cost is 4.4.
$4.4 million.
So 2,000.
Oh, we better retract it quick.
Dollar, we're selling it for $1, but the renovation costs are estimated at 4.4.
It would.
Yeah, 4.4% around. Now, the other update of this one is you probably didn't see it because it wasn't reported. Our property specialist Maritza was over there doing we're checking the property constantly. 3 times a week plus, and we're on site doing the permit all the time. Maritza was unfortunate enough to find a deceased individual in a vehicle in the parking lot of that property. It was not reported in the news. Fortunately, we don't even want to for us though. There was somebody in the vehicle and that passed away. Deceased. What doesn't look like they were. Well, we don't really know. We haven't read anything from the medical examiner. But
Sorry, you had to go through that.
Oh, yes.
Say what?
Sorry, you go through that.
that was it. Yeah. Not in the press, fortunately. But it was there on site full time, but it goes there and came and his name.
What is that property from? Like, what is the legal use?
The legal use of that property, which is mandated essentially in the RFP, you were building for. It has to be a commercial use on the first floor, and then 2 residential apartments. Cannot be anything. And it can't be anything different because it doesn't meet state building for fire separation requirements. We're so close, the state agreed that they would not seek anything further from the city or the land bank if the property was renovated to the exact same uses with the most recent CUP. That was what we determined as best we could through our records as the last legalized use was the 2 apartments in Plymouth.
1 month, how long?
We're going back, we're measuring decades. We're going back in probably 70s or 80s, probably it was the last maybe to go back away. Records were a little sketchy, it's been vacant for 10 to 12 to 15 years. Prior uses before there was probably some uses that were never legalized. The owner of that property is passed away also. First was last. Passed also, so we didn't even have a source to go to ask what was the history of this property? We don't have real good number of that's actually. So we'll continue on. We'll see if we get any new good proposals. I shouldn't say this right now, but I just think the cost of one is so expensive. It's hard to believe. And so the month or so.
Gets it over to the land boxes.
So they're well. They're urging us to do so.
Well, nothing comes.
Nobody.
I was supposed to say, are they providing any resources?
No, just their encouragement. Running a lot of encouragement.
What happens if there's not one?
when we were first advised that we were taking the property. The plan that I had said was, we will take the property, we will properly get it ready for RFP and put it out there. If there are no viable proposals to realistic end user of the property, then I think we have to make the decision to demolish the property for the second positioning for redevelopment. And it'd be terrible to see a cobblestone house come down, all in agreement there. But we acquired the property in such a deteriorated state, it was past I think it was past its realistic point of being able to be renovated without a massive infusion of public dollars. And at some point, every building comes to the end.
So the other things that we had talked about was potential property part.
Yeah, leave a 1 or 2 wall.
Yeah, keep a couple of cobblestone walls in. Park around.
Yeah, so that's a possibility too, and we would certainly had that discussion with the city's neighboring departments. Drives and DPS. What their thought was on that, what capacity is to do so. That is as I gave, we've had that enough time. Pretty well visiting. Church and. So. Generally minimal land. The city's pretty, but. That was kind of the
Yeah,
deal.
what about our sisters over at the city? How much do you think?
Oh, they're into it in thousands of dollars. But the city,
Thousands and just thousands.
I don't think it's across hundreds of thousands, but it's getting close to 60. Between,
What about the clean out?
we didn't do much clean up, but, the DESM with the term Patrick said Lavella to do structural analysis. So there was that, that was like 2000. Lavella did their assessment and subsequent report. We have had we've had some other expenses, but the city has had some other expenses that we've had to incur, some extermination costs. At the time, actually, when Lavella went in, they could get into the building, because the whole aspect of it. We had to have buildings sprayed so that they could get at the building. Wasps have returned, because that was last year. So we had to take care of all the wasps to get in the building. Get most of the building.
Has that fan hole been secured all, if we don't remove for anything else, or?
No, the roof is the main problem of it. The back roof is what's really deteriorated. It's falling in, and I'll be brief about this as much as I can. I don't want to bore everybody, but I think you were out maybe when we were doing part of the review on it. So the building is in such a poor condition, right? That the foundation was actually crumbling. Because of the water that's coming down from the basement, from the ceiling. So in order to stabilize it, somebody needs to go in and shore up the basement walls. And then fix the floor ceiling assembly of the basement ceiling, first floor, so that assembly. And it needs to be fixed in such a manner that it's so super adequate that if the roof and the second floor and the first floor fell in on it, it would still support that work. Right, while they were down there working. And then when you're done with that, you go into the first floor. So before it, and you do the same thing on the floor ceiling assembly of the first floor, which is the second floor, first floor of the ceiling. Super adequate in case it falls. When you go to the second floor, you do the same thing. Very top, strip the roof off and a brand new roof. At the same time, the building was filled with asbestos. So the workers who go in have to be in hazmat suits.
Oh, insurance.
Yeah, the insurance is over the top on this.
This sounds, more complex than the Pulaski.
It's substantially more than Pulaski was for sure. And I only touched on the extermination piece, but I mentioned the wasps. Which is one place. There's every animal you could believe is infested. It's also had several inches of blood all in there. Yeah, which is bat and bird excrement, which dies into this fine powder, which is extremely toxic to humans. That has to be removed. There's raccoon infestation, there's wasps, there's bees, there's snakes, there's cats, there's.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, I'm looking
Yeah,
at it.
there's everything in this building.
Everything you could want. Oh.
I mean, it's been vacant for that long, so you think there should say.
Second nature center.
It's a zoo.
Yeah, I don't know if they're real dangerous. That's the normal, the normal mouse, mice and rats.
You would think the snakes would take care of those.
You would think so. I know, but there's some big rats in there, but they're not,
They were there first.
They were there first. They're just a big rat, but the cats don't want to take over. But anyways, that's the 1090 way. So if we can't find anybody who gives us some reason proposal, thanks us, I think it's time to make the decision
Time to TNT.
to clear the lot and additional.
Someone got ultimate joy out of saying about it.
Yeah. I know. She couldn't wait. You know, the old Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Well. Send you some pictures. Anything else for the good of the board?
Not to belabor the council house, but I would just suggest if we kind of cross the Rubicon away from someone coming up with the money to develop it the right plan, that we spend a fair amount of time doing some public engagement with folks so that, because there's a lot of unity, deference and interest to the property, to maybe spend some time so people can actually see and understand what has transpired, so they don't, you know, it's not misinterpreted as somehow our stewardship was the reason for this, but that we maybe unfortunately got into the decade or more too late.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Right. Because otherwise it's gonna be for us.
We are keeping. President or chair, or whatever of the Beechwood neighborhood, apprised, as well as a member, former member of the association.
Do you have that point?
No, brothers, no.
Pause.
The city has that, but land bank again, the city level. Cost, that was one of the conditions that we would accepted. Don't have the money, we don't have the operating dollars. to Maintain this building. So essentially, went the land banks, the property dry. Mayor was generous amendments to the city will, they will take them. Yeah, we're there, we're on site 3 days a week, sometimes more. We are constantly advised from certain neighborhood members. Anything. Like it's happening to that apartment.
Are there folks trying to do that?
I think there's some kids. Like final hand kind of thing.
Haven't seen this in
Yeah, right. So they're they say that there's kids there.
Kids there at night.
Yeah, you know, it's a vacant building, so. Not too much during the day. I think we're doing too much of this. It's a lot of. It's nice.
Unstable, at least there been signs up for this. Say.
No, not necessarily.
Is it fencing with them?
Every opening is important. Difficult to believe. People have claimed that they've seen people in the house. We go by right away, especially with sons of property manager out there, and there's no boards that have been taken off, so I'm not sure what some of the people are reporting, but every opening is boarded at tight, including the second floor, even the second floor not reported. It'd be a real challenge to do that somebody won't take that challenge on. Right? But no one has breached any. Yeah.
Go out.
Yeah, did you refer to Monday with me? You sent us photo with them.
All right, well, that was fun. Anything else? For here today, if not, we have a motion to adjourn. All
All
those in favor, say aye. We stand.
Yeah.
I got more.
You sent me live.